Hired me to do laundry in New York City as a mom of four who lives in a domestic violence shelter. I'm not gonna lie, I sure do miss the days where I had in-unit washer and dryer. You know, we never really realize how good we have things until we no longer have those things. We currently have to take a 10-minute walk to go do laundry. Now, are there places that are closer to do laundry? Yes. But I choose to come here because it's in the same area that I pick up my packages and I do my groceries. That means while I'm waiting on my clothes to wash and dry, I can do a little bit of errands. I typically try to do my laundry every 2 weeks, but this load was a 3-week load. I have one kid left to potty train and 2 kids that still have accidents throughout the night. So if I'm being honest, I really should be up here every week. A lot of people don't understand how much your mental health affects you getting things done. I know when I'm having a depressive episode, when I don't want to do laundry, I don't want to clean, and I'm behind on a bunch of things. I try to give myself grace because I am a mom. I have experienced domestic violence. I am going through certain things mentally, diagnosed with PTSD and PDD, and I'm parenting all alone. I try not to feel sorry for myself. I don't want other people feeling sorry for me, but in the same sense, I have to give myself grace. I am going through a lot right now. I have never in my 28 years of living experienced any sort of homelessness. I know that technically we have a place to stay, but it isn't ours. With every unit inspection, with every pop-up visit, with every sign-in sheet, I am reminded of that every single day, that this is temporary. No decorating, no making it truly my own. I mean, I guess we could, but I never want to get too comfortable knowing that I won't be staying long. I truly came on here to tell my story, to bring awareness, and to also get me and my kids the help we so desperately need. Learning that so many other women are in the same position as me or are trying to flee domestic violence really did help keep me motivated with my posting. I have already encouraged and motivated one woman to bring her and her babies to New York City, fleeing homelessness and domestic violence. This is what really matters to me. Making other women feel seen, making them know that they are not alone, letting them know the help and the resources are out here, even if we have to travel. I wish that I could do more to help women and children who are in need. But since I am not able to do that financially, I will do that motivationally. I mean, it'll cost me $0 to find the resources that can help another family. It costs me $0 to make a post that could be the very post that'll help a woman realize that she can leave that relationship and it'll still be all okay. If you're a woman and you're out there and you're experiencing domestic violence, I want you to know that you are not alone. I want you to know that you can leave. I want you to know it's okay to choose between 2 different hearts. It's okay that you're in between a rock and a hard place. Staying with your abuser is hard and leaving is hard. But only one of those choices will help you grow as a mother, as a woman, as a person. Staying in an abusive relationship, especially with kids, not only affects you, it affects them too. It affects those who love you. What really helped me leave my abuser was writing out a pro and con list. And mind you, I wrote out this pro and con list 2 years ago. 2 years ago was when I first opened my eyes and realized that I may be in an abusive relationship. Because not every abusive relationship starts off abusive. My relationship with my husband started off as control disguised as care. Control disguised as us getting closer or him wanting to spend more time with me. It started off as small microscopic manipulation tactics that you would just barely miss. The kind that will make you question yourself, question your sanity, and become very confused. I think that a lot of the world don't understand just how complicated domestic violence relationships could be. A lot of the world don't even understand that being in a domestic violence relationship does not mean you are physically abused all the time. What about financial abuse, sexual abuse? What about emotional abuse, psychological abuse? Those are all forms of abuse. Manipulation is a very big one. Some people don't even understand that they're being manipulated. And of course, it's easy for the person on the outside looking in to recognize these tactics, but it is different when you are in love and you are knee deep in it financially with children and so many other times. I held on for a long time. the thought of me and my husband creating this beautiful family, moving into this big house, and finally getting everything we deserve as a couple. I thought that we would finally get it right one day. And between me and y'all, I was not the perfect person either. I wouldn't be real if I didn't tell y'all that I had some toxic tendencies as well. But what happens when you try to grow from all the wrong you do, and the person that's supposed to love you just wants to drag you down and keep you living in the past? What happens when they don't want to see you grow, and they'll do anything in their power to make sure that you never do that? And to be honest, the voiceover for this video was supposed to go a completely different way. But today, I really felt like I should go with what I feel and not with what I thought would perform the best. If you know somebody in a domestic violence relationship and you fear that they will never leave, if every time they try to leave, they always go back, my suggestion to you is to just pray for them. And although it is out of your hands, try to guide them as much as you can. This is a huge battle that should not be fought alone. My first 2 adult relationships were both abusive. Although there were different levels of abuse and abusive in different ways, they both were still very much abusive. My first abusive relationship was so bad that it left me susceptible to more subtle abuse. Let me explain to you what this means. You were in a relationship where he blacked your eyes, and then you got out of that relationship, and then you got into another relationship where he didn't black your eyes, but he called you fat. You wouldn't see this as an immediate threat because the threat to you before was physical. The threat to you before was much more harsh. So you don't take being called fat as serious. That is why it is very important to heal after abuse. It is very important to learn what is and isn't okay in a relationship. And what's most important is learning to love yourself. If you do not love yourself first, you will allow anything. And people who are manipulative and abusive can tell when you do not love yourself. They can tell when you do not support yourself. They can tell when you do not put yourself first. Self-love is the best love. Imagine you have 2 cups. Both are half full. One represents you and the other represents everyone else in your life. If you're viewing their cup as half empty instead of half full, and you're viewing your cup as half full instead of half empty, and then you share what you have with them, you keep pouring into them until you have nothing left and they have a full cup. That is what happens when you do not care for yourself, when you do not turn your energy and attention into yourself and fill up your own cup. And you can no longer pour from an empty cup. So now you have nothing left to give anyone else, let alone yourself. This is especially a dangerous way to move through life when you have children. Children need a happy, healthy mom. So ensuring that you get everything you need is the best way to ensure they get everything that they need. Stay to the end of the video, comment below, and don't forget to hit that like button, subscribe, and smash that notification bell. That's if you want to be notified when I drop a new video. And remember, I love you all so much, and you do not have to stay in a domestic violence relationship. The help and the resources are out there if you look for them. Stay tuned for the next video.